Eat your heart out. This is Cannibal Red coming at you with episode number 2 of our Naked and Fearless Challenge, the one where we go up against high rank monsters in the nude. So as you can see, we've got no armor on, no decorations, so we've got no skills whatsoever. We're going to do defense large for our eating, which is going to bring us to 46 defense when we go into the match. And today we're going to be up against a high rank Otagiron. So it's going to be a really cool, super fun monster, and we're using the Insect Glaive. Now I will say I am going to describe some of the Insect Glaive's moves and some of the basics to it, so if you already know it, just bear with me, but it's going to be a pretty fun fight. Let's get into it. So we're going up against a high rank Otagiron in the special arena, which should be a pretty difficult fight. I know a lot of people struggled with Otagiron on their first fight with him through the game. I'm going to try and grab all the buffs so we can get right into this. There we go. Insect Glaive needs all 3 buffs in order for it to be at its max potential. But the 2 most important are going to be your red buff and your white buff, which is attack up and speed up. When you get those 2, you unlock new combos for your weapon and are going to do increased damage. So before you fight a monster, you have to throw out your Kinsect and fish for those buffs. I'm actually going to throw on our Vitality Mantle because this dude is making me nervous. Now this series is all about just showing off what a hunter can do without armor, just using pure skill and knowledge of the monsters. Alright, we got our first mount. If you missed the last one, we actually fought a high rank Rathalos in this arena. It was pretty interesting. We ended up, spoilers, carding once, but it was a great fight, and I think for our first attempt it was a pretty sexy thing to do. Otagiron is definitely a step up from the Rathalos. I find him to be a much more difficult opponent because he's got the speed and can pretty much one-shot us with any attack. So I lost my buff, so I gotta go grab it again, which is unfortunate. But I need it to be able to do the damage. Alright, I think the Vitality Mantle just saved us right there. Let's get the jump on him. So the Insect Glaive actually has 2 jump attacks. The one you've been seeing me do, which is where you aim right above the monster and drop down straight on top of him. And then you've got another one that is really, really good. Gives you a little bit more distance and is used more against large winged wyvern like the Rathalos and things like that to kind of jump between, oh snap, kind of jump between their wings. So if you're an Insect Glaive user and you're really having trouble with these smaller monsters, just try a different approach with your aerial attacks and go with this one instead. Oh snap. Now I'm using a healing Kinsect, which isn't the greatest for this fight, but I think I really just want people to know about this thing. We gotta grab our buffs again. Because what this guy does is when you place him on a monster, he's gonna continually create those little green cloud puffs that you see over there. And every time you hit those, you're gonna gain healing. Which is really good for self-sustain, but it's also a great team mechanic. I think the Insect Glaive is at its best when you're using it as a utility weapon, not a DPS weapon. So just think about it. If you have a teammate online that tends to cart a lot, what you can do is throw your little insect right where he's attacking, and he'll continually get healed without knowing that you're actually saving his life. It's a pretty cool mechanic here. Managed one hit right there. It's going to be a slower fight probably because I do have to be extremely passive because this guy is crazy as a bag of cats. Alright, that's our second mount. Look at the speed he has. Ooh. Yeah, as I said, he's probably a wall for a lot of players when they first reach him. One of the harder monsters in the game before the Elder Dragons, and even including some of them. Yeah, compared to everything else, he's so much faster, does so much more damage. I can totally understand why people struggle with him. I know I did my first time. Let's get in here, try and do some combos. Oh, look at that. So we lost our buffs again right as we knocked him down, meaning we weren't able to get our full combos off. What I'm going to try and do is trap him in just a minute here so we can get some damage on him. Now, there's a lot of argument over... Ooh, as I cart. There's a lot of argument over which type of Insect Glaive is better. And like I said, I don't use it as a DPS. I like utility when using this weapon. But what I see a lot of people do is argue that using it as an aerial weapon to get mounts isn't actually very good. And I would argue against that all dang day. Because mounting is pretty much the best mechanic in the game. When a monster is mounted, you get to knock it down, deal a ton of damage to it, your entire team can jump on it. But the argument is that because of mounting threshold, which means every time you mount a monster, it's going to be harder to mount him the next time. You need to pull off more jump attacks on him. So the argument is that eventually you're going to get to a point where you're not even really going to be able to get a mount anymore. I'm going to run right over here and drop this rock on him. But I usually end up with 3 or 4 mounts per fight, which I think is a really good amount. And definitely warrants using the weapon. So, to me, if you're not going to mount with it, if you're just going to use it for DPS and you're going to be attacking the monster the whole time on the ground, just use the dual blades. You get the same kind of speed and combos out of it. It's going to feel really similar. And you're actually going to do better DPS with that than you are with the Insect Glaive because this is built as a utility weapon. So play it how you want, but that's my suggestion. If you're just looking for DPS with a really quick weapon, just dual blade it up. You need to be in the air with this weapon. Look at that good stuff. Let's dodge. Dodge again. Not get hit by that tail. It did one-shot me earlier. That was pretty crazy. His little tail swipe. It didn't even look like he was swinging it that hard. It's just like, oh, you're dead now. Speaking of dead now, that was a close one. So, ooh, this is a pretty cool thing to do. If you haven't tried this challenge, I would recommend it. If you think that this is easy or simple, or that you could fight a monster without armor on, I said it before and I'll say it again. Just try it out before you say that, guys. It's a lot more difficult than you think. Whew. And there's no way I would be able to do it unless I practiced all the time like I do. Because I promise, this is not my first fight with him. I fought him plenty of times. Had to learn the moves. Had to figure out how he works. He's obviously in rage mode right now. He's got increased combos. We're gonna go for a really good jump attack. Lined it up on him. Oh snap. Let's get the nuts out of here. If you'll excuse me, sir, I'm just going to up this potion. He actually didn't one-shot us with that, which is nice. I think he just barely tapped us with his claw. And we landed the insect on the front right paw. Dodge that tail. We know it's dangerous. And get this jump. Don't do it. Ooh. How am I surviving that stuff? I think Bilbo is actually using his little ability right there to kind of give us more sustain than we would have otherwise. The Dragonator is ready, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. He might be just out of range. No, we still got a hit on him. Good stuff. I'm going to lay down a second trap while he's roaring at me, because I want to get some more DPS off on him. Oh, he's actually going up to eat. I'm going to let him do that, because he'll come down in a second. See if we can get the insect all the way over there. It's another really cool thing is that the insect usually doesn't do a lot of damage, especially if you spec it towards speed, which is pretty much the only thing you want to do. You can make the insect do more damage, but then it flies super slow and you're never going to get your buffs like you need to. Speaking of never getting the buffs, I still don't have white, which makes this a little frustrating. Pop that right on his tail. Come on, Otagiron. You can see that steam coming out of his mouth. He's obviously a pretty upset monster. Pretty exhausted, which should give us some opportunity to get a few more hits. Whew! Don't do it. I want none of what you're offering, sir. Okay. That's actually the third mount, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, it might be second. And look at that. That was so sexy. The way he moves and the insect glaives jumps. If I was a smart person, I would have definitely picked a different weapon for this fight. But again, I just love the insect glaives so much. I can't help but use it. Alright, let's go. Get down, sir. So we finally knocked him down with our buffs, which means we can pull off some really good hits right here. Immediately, you're going to see parts break and our buffs go away. Bad luck. Grab the orange. Pop this on him. Get another jump attack. Into a combo, hopefully. Oh, no, let's dodge. Again, that's another thing about the insect glaive is sometimes you'll get locked into these really long combos when all you want to do is get the heck out of dodge. And that's very cautious with him. Don't do it. Woo! Let's run. Pop that potion. See if our vitality mantle's back up. It certainly is. Let's go. We can be a little bit more aggro here. Dodge. Woo! See right there? I was stuck in that combo. Couldn't dodge out of his attack. But he's tired. You can see he's getting sloppy with his movements. And he's not comboing his attacks anymore. Here we go. That was a good combo. Grab our buffs again. So there's an ability called Power Prolonger, which if you're using Insect Glaive, you need to have this. It actually makes your buffs that you're getting from all these colors last longer, so you don't have to constantly be really refilling them. So if you're thinking, oh, this weapon looks so annoying, he's not in the fight. That's one, because of passivity and fear, and two, because I don't have that ability. So you're definitely going to want that on an Insect Glaive build. If you guys are curious, I would love to show you mine sometime. Because believe it or not, I don't just hunt monsters in the nude all day. As much as I would love to. Try and... Oh, dodge. Pop our insect on him. Dodge again. Whoa, snap, sir. Whoa, no. You are scaring the Jesus out of me, man. Oh, close calls, close calls. Oh, thank you, Vitality Mantle. Pop a potion before I get back in here. Get our buffs once again. Really need to consider not using the Insect Glaive without that ability. Let's go. 2 out of 3. I want that orange. I think it might be saving my life a few times here. Ooh, baby. Thank you, Bilbo. You saint over here just taking on Otagiron for me while I miss all my kinsects. Alright, we popped him with it. Whoa, whoa. This guy is crazy. Woo, baby. I think we're 1 card in. Got some good hits. Here's another jump. Nope. There we go. There we go. Into a combo. Into a dodge. Hit him where it hurts. And I'm not even going to reposition right here. I'm just going to hit wherever we can. And you can see I'm deflecting because I really need to sharpen. One thing to remember about Insect Glaive, in addition to all the other things I've told you, is that it loses sharpness so fast. Because you're bouncing on monsters' backs usually, which tend to have a bit more defense than other parts. Oh. Whoa, I almost jumped into that. Look at this guy. He is so aggroed right now. Pull our insect back. See if we can grab some buffs. Whew. This is this is not the monster I would recommend. Fighting without armor. He is scaring the crap out of me. He is everywhere at once. Look at that, man. See if we can get a knockdown right here. I would love one. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Oh! Whew. Stuck in that combo. So final life. I'm pretty sure we can do this. He's got to be low. Let's make it happen, boys. Pop the rations. Maybe even grab some flash pods. One life to live. Can we do it? I totally think we can. Shouldn't be an issue. I beat this guy so quick earlier, in a test round, and then I finished, recorded the entire video, and then realized that I had been wearing armor the whole time. I was like, oh, that fight was so easy. I barely even took damage, and now I know why. It made me feel so cool for like half a second, and then immediately like an idiot. Okay. There's our buffs. Pop this on him. He's obviously hurt and will be dead soon. We're just gonna aggro the crap out of him here. And finish him off with this combo. Please. Probably not. Oh, the deflect. Look at that. I totally should have sharpened before I ran back in here. But into another knockdown. Let's avoid those front paws because they're obviously making me deflect like a mofo. Everything's making me deflect now. Oh my goodness. We're gonna have to pull off some crazy shenanigans. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it! Oh my goodness! Oh. So we didn't get the weapon sharpened, but we were actually able to dodge out of that. I think I'm just gonna give up on sharpening this thing and do some damage with my Kinsect over here. Woo. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Killed him with the bug. When all else fails, run like hell and use the bug. So there you go. I'm sorry there were two carts, but this is a difficult thing to do. And while I am, practiced enough at this game to pull it off, I'm not always going to pull it off perfect. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I promise eventually I'm going to be doing this stuff with some friends, crying and blaming each other. I'm really prepared just to blame all my friends when we do it. So expect that. It is incoming, I promise. Thanks for watching. Eat your heart out.